For the past couple of weeks, I've been seeing the progressive movement turn into a huge fucking piece of stinking garbage. You know, a while back, I was a progressive. Obviously, the reason why I was a progressive was because I was for equal rights. I was for gays having the right to marry. I was for people just being able to do whatever the fuck they want. Is pretty much, besides all of the economic stuff, I was a libertarian. Very libertarian-minded when it came to social anything. Basically, my thought was, if it doesn't hurt me, and if it doesn't hurt anyone else, then I don't care. It's up to you, your own idiocracy, your own stupidity in something. If it was harmful, then I would attack it. I would say that is not right, but at the same time, I would understand that you have every right to be a fucking bigot as long as if you didn't use force against somebody else in the name of your bigotry. Unfortunately, the progressive movement, ever since I left it, for my own understanding of economics, at least now, was destroyed. And it continuously is just being dismantled before my eyes, and it just seems like no one who is still in the progressive movement actually understands that the progressive movement has died. It has literally turned into a stinking heap of garbage. Anything that was left of the progressive movement was either discarded completely or found to be untrue for the people who moved over to the libertarian movement and understood the economics between the progressive movement was incorrect. Everyone who is a real progressive has either moved over to the libertarian movement or just has become very disgruntled by the progressive movement, maybe even made a new title for themselves of some sort, like the liberal movement has been dismantled before, and that turned into the progressive movement, and for the progressives movement, that's been dismantled, and it continuously keeps going down a pile of garbage. What destroyed the progressive movement? What two words can I describe that literally single-handedly destroyed the progressive movement? I can tell you those two words, and those two words are social justice. What is social justice? Exactly, social justice is basically understanding that everyone who is not white and who is not a male and straight is oppressed in some sort of way, and anyone who is a white straight male or a white person of any sort with a good upbringing or something like that they have a privilege. It's called white privilege or white male privilege. Progressivism started off in the social movement by just understanding that everybody should have the right to marry. Everyone should be recognized under the law as a individual of any kind. Everyone. Progressives already understood that blacks had the same right. Blacks, even though there's a lot of black communities that are economically deficient, it is not because of the black people. It's not because anyone has them down. It's because of other factors that are more complicated. And that's what we tried to do from the economic standpoint. We needed to figure out how the government could help out these communities by deleting certain things that happen, maybe giving the school more funds and everything else like that. And even though you might disagree with it, even though I disagree with it now, due to further understanding of economics, it made sense. We have to help these people out in some way because there's something socially going on with this that has to deal with the economics, that has to deal with something more complicated than those people are black, so therefore bad things are happening. Black people have rights. Women have rights. Although there was a little bit of a tail end of the quote-unquote progressives in the real progressive movement who still believed that women did not get paid the same as men, which is false because women do not usually choose STEM careers, which pay more, and men usually get paid more because they choose STEM careers. If you do not know what STEM means, it's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Obviously, those careers pay a lot more than humanities. Also, for a variety of other factors dealing with wanting to have kids and raising the kids and yada yada yada. But besides that, progressives understood that women had the same treatment as men. Then we had the gays. Obviously, gays had pretty much the same treatment. They were viewed the same under the law, except for a few factors, which we zoomed in on as the progressive movement, as the real progressives. Gays did not have the right to marry. We needed them to have the right to marry. And gays did not have the right, in some states, to adopt children. Gays should be able to adopt children. Two issues. Two social issues progressives looked at, two social issues progressives zoomed in upon, and besides the marijuana thing that we were zooming in upon because we understood that it was beneficial to have it legalized instead of illegal, those were the issues that we zoomed in upon. And it was good. That was our thing. Economic views down pat. We understood what our economics were. Social views, gay marriage, gay adoption, and marijuana. Pretty much it. But the social justice movement came in on the train right at the tail end of the gay movement. The movement just to get gay people to have the right to marry. For going on and saying to the Christians, you're wrong about gay people, and that's a stupid way of thinking, which is absolutely obvious. Then, these fuckers came in and hijacked it. Hijacked it right then. Very few of us knew they were hijacking it, but they planted a seed. And this seed was about how gay people needed to have more, more recognition for being gay. See, that was the thing. Gay people don't need recognition for being gay. Straight people don't need recognition for being straight. Men don't need recognition for being men, and neither do black people need recognition for being black. They just need equal recognition under the law, which we were fighting for the gays. And gays is alongside straight people and the transgender people and everyone else in the progressive movement were fighting for the same thing. Unfortunately, it got derailed. Being gay was now a status symbol. It was a symbol to understand that gay people needed more attention in the media. and that was hijacked, and now it went over to atheism. And what is this atheism? Atheism was originally about, we don't like Christian beliefs, we disagree with them, we think that they're stupid, we think that the mythology is stupid, we think it's stupid that, children have to be told that they're going to go to hell if they don't believe in God and everything else like that. It was all right. It was just about pointing out how this is abusive, how Christianity was abusive towards children. If you wanted to believe in your own fairy tale bullshit, you would believe in it. But you wouldn't put that into the public schools, which the taxpayers pay for. You wouldn't put in the bullshit about the Bible. That was your own thing. That was families were able to teach their children about blah blah blah, but we said don't put it in our fucking public schools. That got hijacked for another thing called feminism. Feminism most likely was created by Rebecca Watson, who notably, she said she was harassed by a bunch of people in the atheist community for a cup of coffee. For a fucking cup of coffee, she got offended for some fucking reason and said that the atheist movement is full of misogynist fucking pigs. A bunch of fucking pigs who just wanted to rape her, because that's what it was. All of these people going out trying to find a nice looking girl and say, hey, you want to go out for coffee, you're an interesting person, and talk. That person was now part of rape culture, which is another thing that was just started by this individual and spread like wildfire. And guess what? It wasn't anything. This is not rape culture. None of this bullshit was rape culture. There was no such thing as rape culture before she brought up this fucking dialogue coming from her psychopathic mind, who thinks that the world is out to get her. And it spread like wildfire in the atheist community, and all of these atheists jumped upon the atheism plus bandwagon and all became fucking feminists. So they began seeing the world in a new light about how much women were oppressed by men and the giant dick called the patriarchy, because everyone knows that that giant dick is thrusting in and out and in and out and making every female cower and suffering. They're not able to get paid as much. They're not able to do this. They're not able to do that, because it doesn't matter. This is the patriarchy, and it was rape culture and everything else like that. Yet, do you ever see any of these women? Do you ever see any of these feminists talk about the real rape that is happening in Middle Eastern countries of women, about female genital mutilation, about any of that bullshit that happens in the Middle East? No, it's all about creating fucking bullshit that they see out in the fucking world and in the United States, and saying it's rape culture and trying to change the language and everything, which was basically the third thing that happened in the progressive movement and is becoming the slow death of progressivism. Actually, I would even say the very, very quick and painful death of progressivism, turning into a fascist fucking nanny state piece of garbage that tries to police people's words, tries to police their language, tries to police any jokes that people make. I'm seeing more and more and more of this fucking bullshit. First thing that I remember seeing was the Trayvon Martin case, which was about black people, and it was extremely skewed to make Trayvon look like an innocent little boy and a just getting Skittles and fooled me, fooled a bunch of people. Turned out he wasn't. Turned out that that white guy was Hispanic, and he fought back after Trayvon tried to punch him in the face or kill him or something like that. We all got fooled. For the progressives that we were, we got fooled. This was another intervention, just like the other two things that I have mentioned, and just like all of these fucking movements, starting from social justice warriors that originate from Twitter, and I mean not Twitter, yeah, Twitter and Tumblr and everything else like that. Hashtag cancel Colbert. This guy from Firefox CEO once voted for an anti-gay legislation. Now we have to have him fired instead of saying let's just not use the software. If we disagree with him, let's have him fired. And now with that NBA guy who's a racist and said some stupid remark about not having black people in his house, and having that guy being berated and berated and berated for being a racist. You know, that's the funny thing about freedom of speech, is that you have the freedom to be a racist asshole. Progressivism, I don't see it going anywhere. All I see it going is down the drain. By progressivism. What can I say? 2012, 2014. It's been a good one, but it's dead.